95587.
You're watching Your View.
Thank you for joining us. This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew Show on the Mightier 1090 AM SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner.
Hey, great friends, what is going on? It is a Monday afternoon here on Kaplan and Crew along with Grande and the Brown Man, and we broadcast from the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com, just minutes from downtown San Diego. If you love blackjack, poker, table games, you love great food like Sammy's Restaurant and Bar, 7 Mile Casino is the place to be, 7milecasino.com. All right, Browner and Grande, we said that we have a major announcement, okay?
Scott is coming to us live from 1970. Where are you?
that is not the major announcement.
Are you the new studio that you're in?
No, I'm not in my new. Let me tell you guys.
It's like a house from the Brady Bunch, like a room from the Brady Bunch house.
Okay, I'm going to tell you guys right now, and we'll get to the major announcement coming up, and then we're going to get back to the Chargers and the Raiders last night.
Bill Hagan's listening. Like, can you just do it? Can you do it?
Hold on, Bill Hagan. Just hold on. Hold your horses.
I've been waiting a year to announce this.
Right, more than a year, like almost 2 years. Seriously, like literally almost 2 years to announce what we're about to announce. Browner, you asked me where I'm at.
Like, look at that leather chair on your left.
I know.
What is that?
I think that looks very nice. I don't think it looks 70s.
That looks like one of those modern things that is uncomfortable. You know how they make modern stuff now? It's like madly uncomfortable.
It's a great chair. It's super comfortable. But it is one of these places where I don't know what I don't know anything about like interior design, but yes, it's got that postmodern something look going
$18 million net worth look. Yeah.
Right. That Jeffersons meet the Jetsons look.
Yeah. I'll tell you this right now. So quick story for you. So me, Alex, and Browner built a studio in my house in Solana Beach in 2019, October of 2019, pre-pandemic. None of us knew, but we were broadcasting from Carlsbad from Callaway Golf. Shout out to Callaway. We love you guys and we appreciate it. But they were like, dude, you got to get out of here. So we built a studio inside my house pre-pandemic, only to find out that we needed it desperately. But then we all learned how to broadcast from our respective homes during the pandemic, like so many other people have in the industry. So obviously, I think I told the story, but in October of last year, I had this massive leak in my house and the whole house was flooded. It was a disaster. The only room in the house that worked was the studio. But don't you know that as they start to find more and more damage, they realize there's damage in this room too. And so ultimately it was like, for us to work and for us to fix the house, you gots to go. So they gave me, to get out of the house, they gave me until the 15th of this month. And they gave that to me on December 15th. And I went into complete panic mode. Like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Right?
Panic that way.
I know, right? Like, I mean, that's just totally my personality to just completely freak out and panic and lose my mind. But you have to understand something, Browner. All of this is happening is, hey, you got to be out of here by January 15th so we can start all the work. And it's going to get loud and it's going to get gnarly and we can't protect your equipment. And we can't even tell you that you're going to be safe. So no, seriously, because there was like, they found asbestos.
That's the best way to get you out. That's the best way to get you out.
They found asbestos in the house, asbestos, mold, all this crazy stuff.
You've been breathing that in from the day you've been in there.
Oh, believe me, I'm probably going to die like tomorrow as a result. You know what I mean? And so ultimately, over the course of the last 2 weeks, while we were, going into a holiday break, I was in complete panic mode. Where am I going to put all this stuff? When am I going to be able to rebuild the studio? This is happening. My kids are going off to college. I had a vacation planned. Where am I going to broadcast when I get back on the air? Well, thankfully, I have a friend in La Jolla, and I said, dude, can I please use your guest house? So I'm back here in his guest house by myself in La Jolla. I got podcasts and radio show here. I got other radio show in LA set up over there. And I'm going to be working here for the next week while I'm trying to figure out what will I do. I am a nomadic broadcaster right now. I don't have a home studio anymore. I don't have a radio station to go to any day. I am literally, I'm looking for where I'm going to be next week. I don't currently know.
You like
very
that
unsettling
you like that old white lady
situation.
from that movie Nomad.
Yeah, I guess so.
It won an
I guess
Oscar.
so.
You could move up to LA temporarily and just do it from the ESPN studios up there.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
I mean,
not?
physically
You
you
big time?
can't, but I'm sure they would have an office for you.
You got the paper?
Yeah, but I can't. Honestly, where am I going to
You only
live? I
got 2
can't schlep
kids.
back and forth. Well, that's true. I did lose 2 kids
Right.
during this whole thing. I
2 kids
lost.
bailed on you.
Yeah, they
You're
did.
like
They so bailed.
I mean,
Yeah.
technically, you got 1 kid actually, because the other one's more self-sufficient than any
Yeah,
of
she's
us even
18 now,
realize.
so
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I got one who still needs rides. That's true.
Right.
All right, so that's where I'm at today. I'm at my friend Sonny's house. You guys have met Dr. Sonny before.
Yes.
I'm at his house in La Jolla. I'm
Shout
using
out.
his guest house for the week, and I appreciate it. So the 7 Mile Casino Studios have
In La
moved
Jolla.
into the guest house into
In
La
La
Jolla,
Jolla.
right? Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised because I don't know what's to your right, but it's like a giant window. It looks like, and there's
Yeah.
not like a big glare or anything. You know,
That's your
it's
left,
good.
pretty
buddy.
good.
He said you're right.
It's pretty good. What did I look? I looked to my left.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
My other right, moron. All right. So look, let's jump right into this. Let's get to our big announcement today. Are you guys ready to do this or what?
Yeah,
Let's
we're
rock
ready,
and roll,
man.
man.
We're
Should
ready
I
to
drink
do it.
again?
You may have to drink again. Your first drink today was because the Bears decided to fire their coach and their general manager. Your second drink should be now about our big announcement.
How do we do
Okay?
this? How do we do this? We never practiced the big announcement. We
No,
knew we were
we
going to
did
do it,
not.
but we never practiced it.
Right. So okay, I'm going to set up the big announcement this way. Okay. I'll start off with this. Alex,
Yes.
you usually say that radio stations that have big announcements are always major letdowns, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I saw one of the sports radio stations in San Diego last week mention that they had a big announcement. And what was their big announcement? They were moving these guys from afternoon to morning. They were building a new afternoon show,
Who
and
did
that
that?
was their big announcement.
Right.
Who? I didn't.
What
See,
were
I
you
didn't. I didn't hear that announcement.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter because statistically speaking, and I don't mean to insult any of our colleagues, statistically speaking, they're just not showing up.
Our
You know
dog
what
D
I mean?
Smith, he good?
No, D Smith is all good.
He's
Okay.
fantastic.
That's
Yeah.
all.
We
That's
got-
all
we
I'm
got-
worried about.
Yeah,
All's
we
I'm
got
worried
nothing
about.
but love for D Smith and Marty and that whole
I got
crew.
text from
nothing
D
but love.
Smith last week.
Oh, really? Saying what?
You know, someone on whoever runs the 1090 or social accounts went into a barrage of tweets last week.
Yeah.
And Darren was like, "Is this Scott?"
You're kidding me.
No.
You really thought that I would be running the 1090 social media
Well,
accounts?
he thinks he's like, this person tags like Scott. Is this Scott? Because I guess there was a lot of tagging going on.
No, it wasn't
Yeah.
me.
That's what I told him. I was
Wasn't
like, I don't know who it is, but I could assure you it's not me or Scott. Maybe
No,
Browner.
It could be Browner. It could be Bill Hagan, but it's certainly not me.
Yeah.
That much I can tell
Hagen
you
has
right
a
now.
staff. It could be any one of them.
telling you
Yeah.
right now, I like to go at folks, so it could have been me. You don't know. You
Yeah,
don't know.
it's true.
I
Could
want
have
to
been you.
congratulate the Los Angeles Dodgers on their World Series championship.
I will say, this is regardless of how people feel about this announcement, it is going to definitely change our radio station. That's for sure.
It's going to change the radio station in a really big way. So as far as how we're going to announce it, I want to just back up and tell a little bit of a story here, and then we'll actually make the announcement. Here's the story. So in February of 2020, when Bill Hagan walks into my home studio at that time and tells us that he's going to put 1090 back on the radio, you know, really, I don't know how you guys remember it, but I was pretty skeptical. Do you guys recall thinking, you know, hey, good try, pal, but I don't know you.
Skeptical.
Yeah.
Dude, come on, man. We had a meeting with
what?
him. We had a meeting with him, and you like blew him off. You like gave him to me and Browner. You didn't
Right.
show up to it.
You didn't even show up. So we had a great meeting with Bill Hagan
Yeah.
initially. You
Mhm.
showed up like, all right, well, I got to do the
Yeah.
show. And he was
Yeah.
like, all right, I got to go too. So
Right.
Yeah.
this was nice.
Yeah,
Right.
nice to meet you.
Right. That's how skeptical you were. Like to tell the people like skeptical is an understatement.
Right.
Yeah.
We didn't even know what to
So-
say to him. We were like, hi.
Who are you? Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Thanks for
So-
coming.
Yeah.
So this is February of 2020. As things begin to progress and it's looking like Hagan is serious that he's going to put 1090 back on the air, now we get into like April, May, June of 2020. And Bill is saying to me, you know, hey, do you know somebody here? Do you know somebody there? And I said, yeah, I know these people. I know these people. I can connect you. And so we wind up connecting with this company that I'm about to talk about here in a second.
Did
And
you ever not want to connect him because you were not sure? You don't want to burn your connect. Because
Because
I'm very leery of giving people recommendations because I only recommend myself.
I agree. And I have this philosophy that network equals net worth. So I hate to give away, you know, relationships that I've been building for a really long time.
Right.
But it turns out that one of the executives from the company had come to San Diego and we went to the Brigantine in Del Mar and we had lunch together that day. And I said, well, what's the problem? Why would you guys not want to do this? And he said, because we don't know Bill Hagan. And I said, but again, you guys know me. We've known each other for years. They're like, yeah, we know you, but he's the owner and you're the on-air guy. And so we really don't want to be in business with him until we see that he's going to be long for this world.
Right.
So now you put the radio station back on the air August of 2020. Now it's January of 2022. And the one gripe that I've heard from listeners the whole time is, I'm listening to a morning show from New York about gambling, and I don't know who any of the on-air people are. And frankly, I'm not even that interested in gambling, And so people liked Rich Eisen in the morning, and people still hang out with us all afternoon, but there wasn't enough on the radio station. Well, finally, after being on the air for a year and a half, Bill Hagan, who's a never give up, don't take no for an answer kind of guy, Bill Hagan was finally able to put the deal together that we are about to announce right now. So with that being said, I mean, do you guys have enough background now, or do you think that there's anything more that I need to add to all of that?
I think we're good.
Give me that Spider-Man treatment, bro.
So here's the deal. I don't know what that means other than to shoot webs at you.
I mean, give it away.
Oh, okay. Well, here it goes. I mean, without further ado, here's the big news on 1090. The Mightier 1090 is now going to be called, going forward, Alex, if you could put it up on the screen. The Mightier 1090, the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio. So what does this mean for everybody that's listening right now? Because I think a lot of people were saying, well, does this mean that the Padres are coming back to 1090? Does this mean that Jim Rome is coming back to 1090?
No.
Here's what this means. It means that 1090 now has ESPN Radio, which means there will be a national morning show with people whose names like Jay Williams and Max Kellerman and Keyshawn Johnson. It means that, Mike Greenberg, who has a huge national radio show, will start to be heard on 1090. It'll be followed up with Rich Eisen. And then we'll eventually get to where we are in the afternoons. Arash Markazi will continue to stay on as well. But the point is this. Why is this a big deal for listeners? I don't want to try and overly sell this to you, but I'm telling you this right now. We will have the Padres on 1090 because the Padres will play on ESPN Radio. As a matter of fact, it's expected that their opening game will be on 1090.
Mm-hmm.
It also means not only do you have Keyshawn and Jay Will and Max, and not only do you have Mike Greenberg, all names that and you see on ESPN, but again, it's Major League Baseball in the World Series, it's NBA basketball in the NBA, the NBA Championship Series, it's NFL football when ESPN Radio is carrying NFL football. It's programming that it's a brand that And if you read the press release today that Bill Hagan put out, what he says is, now that we've got ESPN, not only is 1090 more legitimized than ever before, okay, but now this is the prelude to getting the Padres back onto 1090.
Yeah,
and by the way,
Clippers.
I don't know about the Clippers, but I'm not saying anything that is out of turn here, because I don't know if you guys read the press release or not. Hagan legitimately says in the press release, getting ESPN to 1090 is the prelude to getting the Padres back onto 1090.
And that's part two.
What Bill Hagan says.
That's part two that we've been alluding to all this time. So yeah.
Time to get them back where they belong, man.
I'm trying to find them
back where they belong.
So what do you guys think about this? Earlier today we were having this discussion. Is on a scale of 1 to 10, is it a 10? Is it a 9? Is it an 8? Is this I think if you're listening right now and you're watching right now, the Padres coming to 1090 would be an explosive announcement. Okay. I'd say, Jim Rome coming to 1090 would have a little bit of buzz and
No, it wouldn't. No, I completely disagree. I couldn't disagree more. No.
Yeah. Well, but ESPN Radio and becoming the ESPN affiliate of San Diego is it's a big deal, at least in our business.
Yeah.
Because we've never, in the year and a half that we've been back on the air, we didn't have a network affiliation. One station in town has a relationship with Fox. Another station in town has a different relationship. ESPN wanted to be on 1090. They wanted the 50,000 watt signal. It's just that they didn't trust it at the beginning because it was essentially a startup. And I go, yeah, but we've been on the air for 20 years. And they go, no. The old 1090 was on the air for 20 years, not the Bill Hagan new 1090. And so for ESPN to see the progress that we've made And for ESPN to say, we're willing to slap those 4 letters, the most recognizable, most credible letters in all of sports, the fact that they are willing to work with us now is just really, I think it's a great testament to all the work that Hagan has done, that we have done, and that you, the listeners and viewers, have participated in all of this stuff. So to me, it's great.
As I'm running for mayor, will I put on my resume ESPN SoCal or ESPN San Diego? Like, what do I put with these 4 letters?
I don't know yet. We'll have to really work that out. We'll have to talk to consultants.
The new and complete, the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, this is a direct quote from Bill. Quote, "This is another very important step in us getting the Padres back home on 1090 as well." So he's not being shy about it.
No.
Listen, man, Bill Hagan is the white Deion Sanders, man. Okay, he gonna style on his way to the end zone. He gonna tell you what he doing before he do it, because that's what he believe, and that's why I like to work with Bill. That's what I'm talking about. I don't like these people who like to, to travel quietly. No, man, let folks know you coming. You ain't got to ask anybody to pat you on your back. Pat yourself on the back. That's what that's about.
When does it start? Tomorrow?
Right now.
Yeah, no, but
do we get the national championship tonight?
That's a great question that I don't have the answer to.
I'm going to text Bill.
That's a really good question, because look, again, you may be listening right now or watching right now, and you may be thinking to yourself, you know what, Kaplan, all right, you said you had a huge announcement. Well, let me tell you something. Switching your lineup is not a huge announcement, from a local radio station. Adding ESPN Radio, meaning now you've got the ESPN morning show, you've got the mid-morning show, right into Eisen. Now you got stars. You got Keyshawn and Jay Will and Max Kellerman in the morning, Mike Greenberg thereafter, Rich Eisen thereafter. These are names that you know. And I know a lot of people will say, well, you got to get more local. Fair enough. Decent criticism. I'll accept that.
We got to get more sports.
We'll get there. Yeah, but right. We got to get more sports in this town.
Get more local.
And if you're not a huge sports market like LA or New York or Philly or San Francisco, having the ESPN brand and having personalities whose names that is a very exciting thing, at least from our business. Okay?
And plus, baseball's on a strike. I got a question for you. When this is for Scott, Alex, if you know this, you can answer this too. When a station switches their lineup, what is that an indication of from within the building that they don't tell the public? Because you're basically switching people who filled in one slot to another slot.
What is an indication for you? What does it mean to you?
It looks to me as if that the people who they had where they had them wasn't working. They got these contracts that they got to get to the end of these contracts, so let's move them around because we still got a year on these contracts.
Probably right. Probably right.
Yeah. Well, listen, dude, as someone that drives around like 1090 and listens to 1090, I think a lot of what's missing about the station that will now be fulfilled is play-by-play. When you're driving around at night and you hear, whoever was on at night, I don't know, I'm sorry.
Me?
But no, it's like after us, and there's like the national championship on tonight. You're gonna go to 1090. If if there's playoff games, you're gonna go to 1090. If Sunday Night Baseball, it's 1090. Like the way it used to be is the way it's gonna be again. 1090 is your home for sports. It's the way it is.
I think the other part of it is look, when we went back on the air, there were a lot of very skeptical people, and now that we've been on the air for a year and a half, and now that we've been able to put this deal together with ESPN, those skeptics are going to go, wow, 1090 is not just back on the radio. 1090 is back as the sports leader of Southern California. And I got to tell you, man, that is super exciting to me.
I love that we got to keep Rich, because Rich is not ESPN.
No, Rich Eisen is Peacock. Yeah,
right.
That was one that we were like, no, we're holding on to Rich Eisen.
Yeah.
People like the Rich Eisen show. It goes head to head with Colin Cowherd, with, Jim Rome. So we wanted to keep Rich Eisen.
A selfish question for our show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So can we just take more days off now and just play ESPN stuff when we're off?
Well, that is a really, really good point for us, because
we get all the people from the ESPN to be guests on this show? Because I got one person I would like to request.
Who would you like to request?
We ain't even got a name shall not need to be said.
Oh, Mina, huh?
You already know what time it is. Hey, boo.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we are now literally being integrated into the ESPN world. I mean, we're now going to be on all the emails. We will have all the offerings of guest possibilities. I mean, 1090 is becoming the ESPN affiliate of San Diego. And by the way, as you guys know, I mean, I work for ESPN up in LA. This is a big shot because
you're double dipping.
Well, I mean, I'm putting it together. I'm the middleman here.
They're paying you twice.
Jeez, I'd like for them to just pay me once.
Hey man, you missed the 18 milli, bro. What you look at this fly futuristic past home you living in right now. What you talking about?
We gotta change. We gotta change logos now. I got work to do. I gotta put ESPN on things.
You're gonna start this. You're gonna start to see now, like if you happen to pick up the local newspaper, which I don't know how many people really do, but the ads will start to explain that 1090 and ESPN have partnered together.
We need a billboard or a bus stop with our face on it.
Yeah, I like that idea. I like that idea.
Get to it, Bill.
Yeah, listen, hey, Bill Hagan, congratulations. To our man, Jerry Donadio, congratulations. To all of our clients and all of our relationships out there, congratulations to you too, because I'm telling you right now, this takes 1090 from being, they're kind of back on the air and they've got one show that everybody knows about. But now it takes us into a different stratosphere of they are in business with ESPN.
Put me on the bus, Bill. Put me on the bus. Make my lifetime dream come true. Check off one of my bucket list things. Toast to you, Bill Hagan. You've done everything you said you was going to do. Now I'm asking you to do something for me and something for us. Put us on a bus.
Yeah, or a billboard, a nice big billboard.
I've never been on the bus. Alex, you ever been on the bus?
I've been on a bus.
Not on the bus, riding the bus, on the side of the bus.
Yeah, that's a long story.
Oh, okay.
All right, stick around, everybody. That's our big announcement. Let's get back to the Chargers and the Raiders and what happened last night.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the Mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
Kaplan and Crew Tonight is brought to you by BMW San Diego, your certified BMW dealer, serving drivers throughout San Diego and the surrounding areas.
We are very proud to announce that the Mightier 1090 is SoCal's newest ESPN affiliate. Introducing the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio. One of the largest radio stations in North America just got bigger and better. Joining forces with the worldwide leader of sports, ESPN. The Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
These are challenging times for our community.
The San Diego Food Bank and our North County Food Bank chapter are here if you need help. We have hundreds of locations throughout the county where you can get help with food.
We have food.
It's okay to ask for help. Visit one of our drive-through and walk-up locations.
We can also help you sign up for Catfish.
If you need help or if you can help, visit SanDiegoFoodBank.org.
Our mission at Shelter to Soldier is twofold. We're saving lives two at a time. We adopt dogs from shelters and rescues across California, and we're training these dogs that are carefully evaluated for 12 to 18 months, and they're going to become psychiatric service dogs that are later placed with post 9/11 combat veterans.
As one of the leading law firms in California, we at the Barnes firm believe it is really important to give back to our community.
This team of amazing individuals has got to come together, and they've actually sponsored 3 dogs. One of them being our pal Barney, rescued out of a shelter, believe it or not. And he was named after the late Steve Barnes, which brings a lot of personal meaning to the team at the Barnes firm, to our organization. So being able to carry on that legacy through Barney's work and helping fellow veterans, really important to everybody, us included.
It's quite an honor for us to have Barney join the family, and we're looking forward to meeting the service member who he's paired up with.
I founded Driveway Auction after working in the automotive industry, becoming a dealer and questioning the process that puts consumers at a huge disadvantage when selling their cars.
The big difference between Driveway and the other services is that Driveway works for you. If you've ever tried to sell a car, you know that it's an awful process that makes you either go and meet strangers in parking lots to take test drives or sit at the dealership for hours and hours while they wear you down. Driveway eliminated all of that.
With Driveway Auction, we come to you, so we complete the 40-point vehicle inspection from the comfort and convenience of your own driveway.
We send an independent third-party inspector to take measurements of the car, take pictures of it, evaluate the condition.
We use that information to advocate for you, using our network of buyers to compete. And when they compete, you win.
They take over the whole process, and you don't have to do anything.
Our clients get more money and a better process with Driveway.
Everybody at Driveway made me feel so comfortable during the whole process. It was a great experience.
Wilsey Asset Management is an investment advisory firm registered with the SEC. We're a firm that's a fiduciary firm, and we manage $500 million in assets for clients and businesses nationwide. We do better when our clients do better. You want to have a win-win situation. And I saw the same thing with charities. Some of the charities that we're involved in would include Crews for Kids. Another organization that we really helped a lot was Children's Hospital. And there's also other organizations that we help as well in addition to those.
Kind of growing up and seeing how involved my dad was in the community, it really rubbed me, I'm going to say, in the right way. I did kind of take that one step further, I would say, and actually did start my own charity. It's called the Fighters Fight Foundation. What we do is we actually provide experiences to women that are battling stage 3 or stage 4 breast cancer. Our charity is not just about providing the experiences for women, it's also too on educating people. If you want to get involved in the foundation, you can go to our website, fightersfightfoundation.com.
1090 just got bigger and better. Please join us in welcoming SoCal's newest ESPN affiliate, the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio. NFL, MLB, NBA, live games, the best sports talk programming with the largest signal in all of California. The Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
Food insecurity is defined as not having sufficient resources to buy food either for yourself or for your family. Folks who are food insecure struggle with not having enough food to eat because maybe they lost their jobs. It is important to not just look at one person as being food insecure, but really looking at them as it could be anyone. The San Diego Food Bank has been around for over 40 years. Our job is to help procure food for San Diego County residents to make sure that no one is going to bed hungry. Accessing food from the San Diego Food Bank is very simple. A lot of our distributions right now are operating as drive-through distributions, so they are safe to attend if you are concerned with getting out of your vehicle and walking into a food pantry. The San Diego Food Bank needs your continued support. Please visit our website at sandiegofoodbank.org, and there you will see all of the different ways that you too can get involved.
There's a difference between just getting there and enjoying the journey. At Team Mazda of El Cajon, we put you in the driver's seat of the best cars around. From our stylish crossover SUVs to our classic sedans and sports cars. At Team Mazda of El Cajon, your good credit and trade-in can turn into the Mazda of your dreams. Start enjoying your drive with a new Mazda today. Visit Team Mazda of El Cajon.
Here's Kaplan and Crew Tonight's 60-second timeout. Brought to you by Team Mazda of El Cajon. And by Prospect Home Finance.
San Diego State men's basketball took down number 20 Colorado State on Saturday. The Aztecs dominated the Rams 79-49. Coming into this matchup, CSU was one of 3 undefeated teams in Division I men's basketball. SDSU had Colorado State to just 27.9% shooting from the field. They outscored CSU 43-17 in the second half, helping them earn their largest margin of victory ever against a ranked opponent. Matt Bradley had yet another outstanding performance, scoring a season-high 26 points. He was named Mountain West Player of the Week. Chad Baker-Mazzara added 14 points in the win. Next up, SDSU will take on Wyoming on Wednesday. That's your 60-second timeout. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew Tonight.
Kaplan and Crew Tonight's 60-second timeout is presented by Team Mazda of El Cajon and by Prospect Home Finance.
Prospect Home Finance, San Diego's mortgage leader, is celebrating 15 years of happy clients. HomeFinance.com is the go-to resource online or on your mobile device to discover your best home loan options.
Hi, I'm Jason Bondrak, CEO at Prospect Home Finance. I want to say thank you to all of our clients, both past and future. As part of our 15-year anniversary, we'll close your home loan in 15 business days.
Start your easy home finance process today at HomeFinance.com.
When California weather conditions create a high risk for wildfires, electric companies may shut off power in some neighborhoods as a precaution. These public safety power shutoffs could affect homes and businesses and interrupt power to your home, devices, and even our Cox facilities. During a PSPS, we'll work hard to keep customers connected to their Cox services in conditions that are safe for you, our employees, and our community. For information and updates, follow us on Twitter and visit Cox.com.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the Mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew Tonight, powered by the Mightier 1090 and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
Hey, great friends, we welcome you back to the 7 Mile Casino Studios. This is Kaplan and Crew along with Grande and the Brown Man. For those of you that are listening on 1090, you heard our big announcement earlier today. 1090 is now ESPN 1090. So all of your favorite ESPN shows, plus the NBA, Major League Baseball, the NFL, college football, all the play-by-play that you love, you're all going to hear it here on 1090 now because of the deal that we've put together with ESPN. So really excited about that. Hey, guys, let's go back to the Chargers and the Raiders, though, because, Grande, what I was surprised with was after the game, did you notice that there were players and people were trying to decipher and read lips as to what the players were saying? But it seemed like the Charger players knew that the Raiders seemed to be playing for the tie. And then,
or they were finding out that they were going for a tie.
And yet, when the game was over and the Raiders had won, there were Charger players talking to Raider players, and you could see the Raider players telling the Charger players, yeah, we were going for the tie. What the hell were you guys doing calling a timeout? And it looked like the Charger players, well, what are we looking at here? This is Austin Eckler.
That is Austin Eckler talking to the long snapper of the Raiders.
Mhm.
And it looks as though he said,
It appears.
It appeared as though he's like, you weren't going for the win. He's like, no. It's like, that's what it looks like. I mean, right?
Well, I mean, I can't read the lips, but Eckler's reaction, right? Eckler's reaction is like an eye roll, like head twist. Like
it looks as though he's talking to the long snapper,
Mhm.
and he asks, were you going to kick the field goal? He's like, no. And you guys called like you guys called the timeout. Like, were you guys going to kick the field goal? He's like, no. Because that's what Staley thought they were going to do. Because they were in field goal range before the Josh Jacobs third down run.
Mhm.
They thought they were going to kick a long field goal anyways.
Here's my criticism of that. They had 2 timeouts too, and they had run the ball on you all game. So what were you going to do when you didn't call a timeout 2 minutes ago? You let them run the clock all the way down up until now with no chance to stop the clock. What were you going to do at that point once they crossed the 50?
Well, do you guys want to hear the confusion? Or the Chargers radio team
Mhm.
was like upset at Brandon Staley for not calling timeouts
sooner.
Would you like to see and hear the whole breakdown?
All right, this is
they
the
thought
Chargers.
So yeah, because they explained it, but what they thought was the Raiders are already in field goal range.
Mhm.
Call timeouts, make them kick a field goal, a long field goal, so you get a chance to get the ball back and go kick the field goal. They were never under the impression that the Raiders were going for a tie. Never.
Okay. This is the Chargers radio broadcast.
Correct.
And we're going to listen to this. Okay, here goes. This is from the Chargers radio network. Let's take a listen to what they were discussing.
Yeah.
At the 40, make it the 38. It'll bring up a 3rd and 4, and now they got to bang a timeout.
You've got to use your timeouts here.
And they're not doing it.
I don't understand that. There's got to be a penalty for them not getting it.
They are well within Daniel Carlson range now.
And there's no risk if they take it and don't get it. There's no risk because the Chargers can't navigate down the field to score.
In time.
That's
You're
a mistake.
just crossing your fingers for a missed field goal.
That's I don't like that.
Well, it's too late now.
Maybe you're just hoping no matter what they won't try it. But I mean,
well, this is a huge 3rd and 4. They convert here, and you're in real trouble.
Now they call the timeout. I don't
they could
get
have done
one.
that 30 seconds ago.
Am I making sense with what I'm saying?
100%. If they don't get this, the Chargers call a timeout. Now, I guess you can argue, if they don't get this here, the Chargers call a timeout. They got 30 seconds with the ball at midfield. The last thing you want is to miss a field goal and have them just need to go 20 yards to take their shot at it.
Yeah.
Well, they're talking about how the Raiders are already in field goal range.
Right.
From where the ball is from there, it's a 60-yard field goal. That is not field goal range.
No.
Right.
It's like a 20% chance of making that.
I think it was such an unusual I'm not making an excuse for them. It was such an unusual situation yesterday that we haven't seen before. I can't remember a situation like that ever in football. And I don't even think that they ever thought that a tie was in the cards. But if you were watching it on television, Michaels and Collinsworth, they felt the tie right away, which is why it's so
about it too.
Which is why it's so confusing. And maybe it's because me and Browner talked about it all week, but I was like, oh, this is a tie. They're going for a tie. Like the Raiders are not calling timeouts because they don't care about the clock. And then, like Bisaccia said, we were kind of waiting to see if they were going to call a timeout, because if they didn't, then we can kind of tell. He even said that we can kind of tell that we were on the same page. But the radio broadcast was on, they're going to try and win the game. We got to get the ball back to try and go win the game.
Mm-hmm.
And it was never like that. That was never the situation. They completely misread the whole scenario completely, and that's what led to their confusion.
But don't we all feel like the Raiders were setting up, it seemed, for the tie, and were satisfied with the tie because the Raiders would make it to the playoffs.
Yes.
And the Chargers would make it to the playoffs, no risk. But when Staley called the timeout, it infuriated, in a way, Bisaccia to say, wait, we're running the clock down, dude.
Right.
We're both
what are you doing?
Right.
And I think no matter what, whether he called the timeout or not, whether Staley called the timeout or not, Bisaccia was handing the ball off to Josh Jacobs.
Period.
Which was it was their best play of the game. Like, no matter what they called all night, handing it to Josh Jacobs was the play. But still, regardless, I don't think that if, let's just say he gets 5 yards instead of the first down, are they then going to call a timeout with 1 second left to kick a 58-yard field goal?
I think
I don't
what they
think
would have
so.
done. See, but that's the difference. I think that they, with 1 second left, they would have tried some super crazy long field goal, because now it appears that they tried to win. Therefore, integrity is saved across the board. But they know damn well they went for to make a 58-yarder. But if they do, sweet. If you don't, guess what? Everybody wins.
But Scott, isn't that a 60, 58-yard more likely to be blocked than a 40-yard?
Yes, of course. But I think what's really interesting about this is that Al Michaels kept saying throughout the broadcast, anytime Daniel Carlson, the kicker from the Raiders, came onto the field,
he's never missed.
He's never missed in this stadium.
Yeah.
And there were a couple that were kind of
They
close.
were all right there, dude.
The last one was close.
Right.
Hopkins was close. Carlson's was close. They were all like right there, man.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
It's
But you're
pretty
talking
crazy.
about the lip reading, and where the expert lip readers came out was Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
No, it was
Because
great.
once Staley called that timeout,
Mm-hmm.
the camera flashed to Herbert, and it's pretty clear that he says, "I've never wanted a tie so bad."
Let me see this right here. This is video. I'm just watching it, and I got to tell you guys, I'm the worst lip reader in the world. I am the worst lip reader in the world. But if you had not told me what he said,
Yeah.
I would have been like, wait, let me see it again. I would have been trying to analyze his lips. But what did he say? I've never wanted a
I've
tie
never
so bad.
wanted a tie. He looked over at it like an assistant, and he's like, "I've never wanted a tie so bad."
Yeah.
Because that was Staley just called the timeout.
Mhm.
38 seconds left. 3rd and 6. Not really in field goal range, but kind of in field goal range. Like, he knows he's not getting the ball back. Everyone in the building knows he's not getting the ball back.
But this is, if you're asking me, this is why I have to have a real conversation. If I'm the general manager, I have to have a real conversation with my head coach, because I need to know if you legit had a real strategy, or did you just panic? Were you really trying to put your best run stoppers in there, and you just got ran over? Instead of you put the best linebacker and put a safety in. There's so many people literally putting that on the internet of why this was a bad decision and why he was lying in the postgame. If you panicked and you didn't understand the overall situation, I have a real problem with the person I hired. Because if that's the case, I got to get rid of you. Period.
Yeah. Well, but he's not going to get rid of him. He's not going to get rid of him, dude.
But he only got like a 3-year deal, right? It's not like he got like this. He didn't get a Gruden deal.
It's a 3-year deal.
Right. All right, well, let's listen to Staley. This is the post game. This is Staley's explanation. And I'm putting explanation in quotes because you have to think that he had the time from the time that field goal was kicked till the time he made it to that press conference. What the hell am I going to say?
Yeah.
Correct.
Here's what he said.
Timeout there with 38 seconds left before the 3rd and 4. Why did you take a timeout there?
Yeah, we needed to get into the right grouping. We felt like they were going to run the ball, so we wanted to get our best 11 personnel run defense in, make that substitution so that we could, get a play where we would deepen the field goal.
Derek Carr said after the game that timeout changed their mentality. Do you think that had any reason to do with them?
I don't think it changed their mindset because they were going to run the ball on the play before, and then they ran the ball the very next play. So we wanted to make sure that we got our run defense in there, and we obviously didn't execute well enough, but we wanted to get our premium one-back run defense in here, and that's what we did.
Was any part of the motivation for you saving time to potentially win it if they were to miss that field goal?
My mindset was to make the field goal as long as possible.
Yeah, see, I think that it did change the Raiders' mindset, in my opinion. Here's what I mean by it changed the Raiders' mindset. So the Raiders are running the ball, and it looks like they're going to be playing for the tie. But once the Chargers call the timeout, whether it's in the huddle and Derek Carr goes, do you freaking guys believe they just did this? Come on, everybody stay on your blocks. Josh, run as hard as you can. Get us 5-6 yards. Get us into better field goal position. I'm not saying that it changed the mindset of the coach, which it may have. But in the end, Staley's right. They just ran the ball again. But to change the mindset of the players, those mother effers just called a timeout. We're giving them a gift. We're not even trying to win right now. We're all happy to go to the playoffs together. But they called this timeout. God, that irritates the hell out of me. Everybody stay on your blocks. Let's pick up the needed yardage. Let's get ourselves into the best field goal position, and let's go win the freaking game.
Like, I promise you, I don't have the video. I tried to find the video. I don't have NFL Game Pass. There was a shot on the sideline after the timeout where Derek Carr goes, let's go.
Yeah.
Like, there was a shot of Derek Carr doing that. Like, all right, let's go. Like, let's go win. I don't think that the play call changed. I agree with Staley. The play call didn't change. But the mentality to go get the win definitely changed. They were comfortable getting the tie. They were cool with it.
The first couple of run plays, they were not exotic. They weren't these like runs you never seen before. They were very plain, simple runs, and two of them got blown up in the backfield because it was obvious what they were doing. So the idea to switch to personnel grouping after you basically just stuffed the previous two runs, like it just didn't make any sense.
And
it doesn't make any sense.
And why I know Staley, unless his safety is better than his linebacker at run stopping, he took out Kenneth Murray Jr. and put in a safety instead of his middle linebacker. If that's your best run stop defense, then you're a bad coach.
Yes.
Like, I don't know a lot about football X's and O's, but I'll tell you, putting in a safety instead of a linebacker to stop a run is a bad coaching decision.
All right, let me do this. I want to keep going on this Charger Raider game because
I could do it all day, dude.
I know, me too. I could talk
I know
about
you don't want
this
to talk
all
about
day.
your Rams. I know you don't want to talk about your Rams.
Well, you know what? It was disappointing to see the Rams lose at home to a division opponent that has owned them for as long as they have, to have a 17-point lead and lose the game. Very disappointing. Rams still won their division, and Rams now limp into the playoffs as the 4 seed rather than the 2 seed. So yeah, I'm pretty disappointed in the Rams, but I'm not necessarily surprised because 4 or 5 weeks ago, I never believed that the Rams were any good. And going into the playoffs, one loss at the end of the season at home to a division opponent, again, when you have a 17-point lead, makes me feel like the Rams are in huge trouble. But this Charger Raider game was so fascinating. And I don't know about the rest of you guys. I was sitting there at the end of the game. Like, I jumped off the couch when Carlson made that field goal. Yes. Like, I was so happy that the Raiders won. And I loved so many of our listeners on Twitter. Like, one guy said, 15 years ago, I could never have imagined rooting for the Raiders in anything, let alone in a game against the Chargers. But I found myself rooting so hard for the Raiders. And I share that emotion. I do.
Can I tell you guys? Can I share you guys? Browner, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but can I share a story real quick? I am sitting on my couch, on my little chair, watching this game. You know who's sitting next to me? My fiance. You know who knows nothing about football? My fiance. You know what she told me yesterday? And I was like, look at this game. Like, she hates the Raiders. She grew up in Chula Vista, hates Raider fans, hates the Raiders, blah, blah, blah. She told me to my face, with the Chargers down, I think they were down 3 or up, in overtime. She's like, I would have bet $1 million before this game started that the Chargers lose this game. She's like, I know nothing about football, but I know that when the Chargers need to win a game, they lose. And she's a native San Diegan, been here her whole life, been around the Chargers whole life. She's straight up, she's like, if I had more than $1 million, I would have bet more. In her fake money world, she's like, if I had more than $1 million, I would have bet more. They would have lost that game.
That's funny.
I think how many people actually thought that, like, why did Jason pick the Chargers or the Raiders? Because like the Chargers find a way to do something like this when it matters year after year after year after year, whether it be LT in a hoodie against the Patriots, whether it be Nate Kading missing field goals, whether it be, who was the dude, whoever, like, there's so many infinite amounts of examples in the playoffs with the Chargers, not the LA Chargers, the San Diego, like, this is what they do. And this is what LA Cap is trying to tell LA Brown for a whole football season. This is what they do. Quarterback don't matter. Playmakers don't matter. Coach don't matter. GM don't matter. Happens every year. Happens every time.
Let LA Brown tell y'all something real quick.
Go ahead, LA Brown.
Because the next person that tweet me about this loss, I'm going to share something with y'all. Because there was a lot of y'all out there. Because listen, I front run hard. Real hard, all right? I front run with my chest out, all right? So I ain't got no shame in when it don't go my way. But let me tell y'all something y'all never watch again us. How y'all know what happened if y'all wasn't watching? How y'all know to tweet at me if y'all wasn't watching? So this idea that, I'll never watch again. Ooh, you were sure tweeting about it last night, though. So go on somewhere with that. You'll never watch again. And the fact that you did watch, the fact that you did tweet me, Mr. I'll never watch again, lets me know you'll be back.
You know what's amazing is how many people, though, were tweeting at me. My phone was blowing up last night like a celebration. Like they lost to the Raiders in the final game of the regular season in overtime when they could have tied the game and gone to the playoffs. They found a way to screw it up. And I just loved all the reaction last night. So, hey, give me 1 minute.
Most of the people never watchers, though, never are gainers.
Yeah. Let me have 1 minute, though, just real quickly to talk to everybody here about one of our great sponsors. And I'm so happy to have these guys back for 2022. And that's iThriveMD. iThriveMD.com/Kaplan is the website. And 858-240-1497 is the phone number. 858-240-1497. I said before our break that I was going down to Atlanta for the Peach Bowl, but I started to get really worried about not just COVID. It was really more about like flight cancellations. I was seeing a ton of friends around the country who couldn't get to where they were trying to go because there were so many flight cancellations. So in advance of going to Atlanta, which, by the way, I wound up not going.
What?
You missed the stadium fight.
I know I did. I saw that massive stadium fight. The one white dude in the pit gear and that black guy who was all yoked up.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I thought that black guy was going to kill that white guy. And that white guy kicked that black guy's ass.
Oh, yeah.
Plus
And
knocked out his wife. Yeah, knocked out his
Right.
wife in the process. Browner, that must have killed you that the white guy beat up the black guy, right? I mean, that was a big upset of a fight, wasn't it?
Once that guy knocked his wife out, I knew he meant business.
Yeah, he wasn't playing around. That guy, he had no fear at all. No matter how big and yoked that brother was, that white dude was like, I am going to kick your ass. And if it means my wife gets sacrificed in all of this,
so be it.
Yeah, right. All right, let me talk about iThriveMD, though, because before I was going to Atlanta, when I still thought I was going to go, I went in to see the docs at iThriveMD, and I put videos out on Instagram. And I took an intravenous bag of vitamins. This is something that a guy like me would never consider. Like, hey, I'm going to go to Costco and buy some vitamin C. That's what I think. But the doctors at iThrive were like, look, you want to keep your body as strong as you can. You want to put vitamins into your body that you're not going to get from your food. And you want to create a situation where your body can fight off any infection. I'm not telling you that an intravenous bag of vitamins, of vitamin C and zinc and all the other stuff that they put in, I'm not telling you that it's going to keep COVID from coming your way. I'm just telling you that if you want to do what I was doing, which is what can I do to make my body as strong and as healthy as I can possibly do right now? Yes, I'm taking testosterone from iThrive. Yes, I'm taking these NAD injections. I do it myself. I put it in my shoulder. I don't have to go to iThrive to get my testosterone. They sent me home with it. I can actually shoot it up myself. I'm like a baseball player in the steroid era. I'm putting so many needles into my body all of a sudden. But when I took this intravenous vitamin bag, I cannot even begin to tell you how great I have felt ever since, and how confident I feel that I'm going to be okay, that my body is nourished, has the vitamins to fight things off. So I'm really excited about this. I know we're going to do these iThrive intravenous sort of get-togethers where there's 7 or 10 of us in a room. It's like a barber shop. We're all taking our vitamins, and we'll all hang out together. And we're going to do that as the year goes on. Thank you, iThrive, for being with us. And I encourage all the listeners and all the viewers, 858-240-1497, 858-240-1497, or go to ithrivemd.com/Kaplan. That's ithrivemd.com/Kaplan. You can learn about so many of their offerings, including their executive health program, their IV therapy program, testosterone, and also services that they have for women as well. So check them out, ithrivemd.com/Kaplan. All right, fellas. Speaking of stadium fights. Were we speaking of stadium fights?
We weren't, but
you just did. So yeah, we are.
Hey, our friend Bernard Thompson, one of the all-time great friends who's a listener every day and a viewer every day, sent us a video from the Charger-Raider game where he was in Vegas and a fight broke out right in front of him. We'll get to it.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the Mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
Kaplan and Crew Tonight is brought to you by BMW San Diego, your certified BMW dealer, serving drivers throughout San Diego and the surrounding areas.
We are very proud to announce that the Mightier 1090 is SoCal's newest ESPN affiliate. Introducing the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio. One of the largest radio stations in North America just got bigger and better. Joining forces with the worldwide leader of sports, ESPN. The Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
Great things can be achieved when a community comes together. Join Erica Cardenas on Doing More as she introduces you to ordinary people working side by side to confront tremendous challenges and make a positive impact in their community. Watch Doing More Sunday night at 6 on YourView or stream it online at yourview.com. Sponsored by The Barnes Firm, partnering with Shelter to Soldier and saving lives 2 at a time. Visit thebarnesfirm.com/shelter to soldier and help save more lives. Brought to you by Prospect Home Finance. Fast, friendly, affordable.
Prospect Home Finance, San Diego's mortgage leader, is celebrating 15 years of happy clients. HomeFinance.com is the go-to resource online or on your mobile device to discover your best home loan options.
Hi, I'm Jason Bondrak, CEO at Prospect Home Finance. I want to say thank you to all of our clients, both past and future. As part of our 15-year anniversary, we'll close your home loan in 15 business days.
Start your easy home finance process today at HomeFinance.com.
Here's Kaplan and Crew Tonight's 60-second timeout. Brought to you by Team Mazda of El Cajon and by Prospect Home Finance.
San Diego State men's basketball took down number 20 Colorado State on Saturday. The Aztecs dominated the Rams 79-49. Coming into this matchup, CSU was one of 3 undefeated teams in Division I men's basketball. SDSU had Colorado State to just 27.9% shooting from the field. They outscored CSU 43-17 in the second half, helping them earn their largest margin of victory ever against a ranked opponent. Matt Bradley had yet another outstanding performance, scoring a season-high 26 points. He was named Mountain West Player of the Week. Chad Baker-Mazzara added 14 points in the win. Next up, SDSU will take on Wyoming on Wednesday. That's your 60-second timeout. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew Tonight.
Kaplan and Crew Tonight's 60-second timeout is presented by Team Mazda of El Cajon And by Prospect Home Finance.
1090 just got bigger and better. Please join us in welcoming SoCal's newest ESPN affiliate, the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio. NFL, MLB, NBA, live game, the best sports talk programming with the largest signal in all of California. The Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
Today, we proudly held the ribbon cutting ceremony for our new office in La Jolla, California. Here we are in the Merrill Lynch building, right in the middle of the village, and really happy to be part of this neighborhood. This is really special to Prospect in that it almost signifies the fact that we've grown up officially. We have survived the past 15 years by being very agile. We come to this one amazing location from 3 separate offices. So it's fantastic having everyone under one roof. This is going to do wonders in terms of streamlining our operations, being able to communicate with someone down the hall as opposed to someone who's several blocks away is going to be terrific. Our CEO, Jason Vondrack, he's a very humble person, but I know this day really means a lot to him in that he has led this company for 15 years. And he started this business out of a studio apartment. And look where we are now. That's huge. I think this new space signifies just endless possibilities for Prospects. I mean, we're headquartered in La Jolla, but we do business all around the country. So our goal is to be licensed to offer home financing in all 50 states, and we're well on our way.
Prospect Home Finance. Fast, friendly, affordable.
Food insecurity is defined as not having sufficient resources to buy food either for yourself or for your family. Folks who are food insecure struggle with not having enough food to eat because maybe they lost their jobs. It is important to not just look at one person as being food insecure, but really looking at them as it could be anyone. The San Diego Food Bank has been around for over 40 years. Our job is to help procure food for San Diego County residents to make sure that no one is going to bed hungry. Accessing food from the San Diego Food Bank is very simple. A lot of our distributions right now are operating as drive-through distributions, so they are safe to attend if you are concerned with getting out of your vehicle and walking into a food pantry. The San Diego Food Bank needs your continued support. Please visit our website at sandiegofoodbank.org, and there you will see all of the different ways that you too can get involved.
Our mission at Shelter to Soldier is twofold. We're saving lives 2 at a time. We adopt dogs from shelters and rescues across California, and we're training these dogs that are carefully evaluated for 12 to 18 months, and they're going to become psychiatric service dogs that are later placed with post 9/11 combat veterans.
As one of the leading law firms in California, we at the Barnes firm believe it is really important to give back to our community.
This team of amazing individuals has got to come together, and they've actually sponsored 3 dogs. One of them being our pal Barney, rescued out of a shelter, believe it or not. And he was named after the late Steve Barnes, which brings a lot of personal meaning to the team at the Barnes firm, to our organization. So being able to carry on that legacy through Barney's work and helping fellow veterans, really important to everybody, us included.
It's quite an honor for us to have Barney join the family, and we're looking forward to meeting the service member who he's paired up with.
Kaplan and Crew Tonight is brought to you by BMW San Diego, your certified BMW dealer, serving drivers throughout San Diego and the surrounding areas.
Wilsey Asset Management is an investment advisory firm registered with the SEC. We're a firm that's a fiduciary firm, and we manage $500 million in assets for clients and businesses nationwide. We do better when our clients do better. You want to have a win-win situation. And I saw the same thing with charities. Some of the charities that we're involved in would include Crews for Kids. Another organization that we really helped a lot was Children's Hospital. And there's also other organizations that we help as well in addition to those.
Kind of growing up and seeing how involved my dad was in the community, it really rubbed me, I'm going to say, in the right way. I did kind of take that one step further, I would say, and actually did start my own charity. It's called the Fighters Fight Foundation. What we do is we actually provide experiences to women that are battling stage 3 or stage 4 breast cancer. Our charity is not just about providing the experiences for women, it's also too on educating people. If you want to get involved in the foundation, you can go to our website, fightersfightfoundation.com.
If you love animals, Animal Zone is for you. From rescues to animal experts, Animal Zone is fun for the whole family. Watch Animal Zone right here on your view, Saturdays at 8:30 a.m. and visit animalzone.org to learn more about the show.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the Mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
Welcome to 2022. Did you make a New Year's resolution?
We have the top 10 most popular and our advice.